Greetings, my name is Alan Gayton from North Georgia RESA, and this is the second in a video series on Google Basics for Classroom. Originally, this video was planned to be both creating assignments and grading them, but I've decided to split the two videos up to make them a little bit more time constrained. These videos are not intended to be comprehensive, so if you feel you need additional resources, you can always go to our website at ngresa.org, go to the Resources tab, and click on New Unified Web Resources. There you'll find several different web resources, but the one you'd probably most be interested in is online teaching. Clicking on online teaching will bring you to a spot where all of these videos plus future videos will be posted, as well as some additional resources we've curated, including a section on Google. One really good series on Google Classroom is by Eric Curtis, and you can find that link here. You'll also find some other videos done by other RESAs further on down the page. Alright, so to get started creating assignments in Google Classroom, you want to go to your class, go to the Classwork tab, and go to Create. There are several different types of things that we can create for a class, but I'm going to focus on three to get you started: materials, questions, and assignments. Materials, if you click there, are just things that you give your students to review, to look over, to read, watch, or whatever. So let's say I'm teaching a unit on the Civil War, and I have a video I want to share with them. So I'm going to say Civil War video. I'm going to come down to the Add button and click on Add, and I'm going to go to YouTube. And from here, I'm going to click and do Civil War and search for a video on the Civil War. And here's one by Oversimplified, so we'll use it and click Add. So now that video has been added. Then I can come over to the right hand side and decide who's going to get this video, and I can choose from my classes, so I can send it to just one or multiple of my classes. I can choose which students get this material, so I can choose all of my students, or I can check just certain students to differentiate what I'm delivering. And I can choose topics. Now, topics are an important thing because they allow you to organize your content so that both you and the students can find it later on. And since I said this is a unit, I'm going to say Unit 3 Civil War. When I create these topics, then later on I can use these topics to attach to other things that I create, allowing the students to more easily find things and group them together as they look for things. From here, I can go up to the upper right corner, and I can either post it immediately, or I can click the drop down arrow and I can choose to schedule the post for a later date or save it as a draft. I'm just going to go ahead and click Post. Now this video has been posted, and if I go to my student view, I'll see that right here is that video as it was posted. A student can click on that and it will take them to the video, and they can watch the video, reply to it, and all of that. Now, along with posting materials, I can also create things called questions. Questions would be something that I want the students to respond to in class, have a discussion about it or something like that. So maybe I'm going to ask, who was president during the Civil War? And I can add additional instructions if I want. I can even link in videos or files if I want. And then over on the right hand side, I can choose the type of question it is. Maybe it's a short answer. Maybe I want to give them multiple choice. And just like before, I can choose what group of people get it, whether all students get it or just some, and how many points it's worth. So if I grade on a 100-point scale, I can make it 100 points. Maybe I do 5-point daily grades. I could do that, or I can make it an ungraded assignment that way. I can also create a due date for this assignment, so maybe I want it due tomorrow. When I do that, it'll actually create a calendar event on the student's calendar. Then I can choose a topic, and since I already have the Unit 3 Civil War topic created, I can use that one, or I could create another one if I want to further break things up. I also have some options about whether students can reply to each other after they've made a response, or whether they can edit their answer. Up in the top corner, then I can either click Ask or I can schedule it for later. I'm going to go ahead and ask this one. And now we see, if we go to the student view, I'm going to refresh. And I should see now that there's a question. This is in the stream. They can also go to the Classwork tab and see the question. Click on it and then click View Question to respond. Now, something for the students to keep in mind is there's a comments area. This is where I comment on the question itself, but this isn't where I submit an answer. I need to go over to the right-hand side and type my answer in there. So maybe the student responds with Abe, and then they have to choose Turn In. Now, you'll also notice a little eyeball right there that says that the other classmates will see their answer, so they need to keep that in mind. I can also add a private comment to the teacher if I'd like. I click Turn In, and my answer has been submitted. Going back to my view, then if I go to the question, I'll see that someone has turned it in. So the third thing that we can do is go to the Create tab and click on Assignment. Assignments are special areas. They have some unique features to them. So let's say I'm creating an assignment on a Civil War paper. So Civil War paper. And I'm going to add that as a Google Doc. So I'm going to go down here to Google Drive. And I should see in my recents there's the one I want, or I could search my drive for it. I'm going to click on Add and add that in. Now, when I add in a Google Doc, I get some things over here where students can have special features. So the first option is students can view the file. Now, this means that they can look at it, but they can't necessarily change the document or things like that. I could also set it up that students can edit the file, and what that would do is allow the students to all go in and edit the same file and add their own comments or things like that. So if you're doing a group project, that might be something to think about. But the third option is the most common, and it's make a copy for each student. What it will do is then take this document that I've set up as a template and give a copy of it to each student so that they can all have their own copy to work from. Now, again, over on the right hand side, I can assign which classes it goes to, which students, how many points it's worth, a due date if I want. So let's say I want it to be due a little over a week from now, and again, a topic. There are some other things here too, such as rubrics, which I won't get into here, but if you like to grade with rubrics, that option is available out there. And again, I can go here and click Assign, and now the student should have that assigned. Now, when they go in, and I'll go back to the Classwork page, I should see now Civil War paper. I click on it, View Assignment as a student, and I can see that it's got a due date. I can click on the Your Work area, and then click on the document to edit that document. Once I'm done editing that document, I can also add additional documents or create additional documents, and then click Turn In. Now, one thing to realize is that it doesn't look at the document to see if they've done anything to it. When they click Turn In, it just turns it in for you to be able to go in and grade. So that's creating assignments. The next video again will be on grading assignments. So be sure to check out part 3 later on.